Hopefully we are back live with audio this time. Can somebody actually check the stream to be sure that we have audio? We'll have to recap here.
Yes.
Okay.
It is?
Guys, I apologize. That was totally my bad in checking things ahead of time. I did not check that we had audio, so my apologies for that. We will try this again. Mick, do you want to go ahead and give the recap again, just so we know where we are with this?
Yes.
Sean, sorry, before that, if you can let Peter in.
Yes, I can do that.
Petri dish.
So I will do the webcam, or sorry, I'll do the recap while you get the webcam set up. Sorry again, you guys, for the audio issues. This is new technology that we are attempting to figure out, and we are not great at it. All right, recap is up. So, last session, our adventurers learned more about the political situation and knocking over stuff on my table. I'm sorry. More about the political situation in dreary Vallaki. The town is run by the nearly tyrannical Vargas Valakovich. His henchman, Isaac Strahd, is a beast of a man with a demonic arm that sends the town guards to arrest unhappy townsfolk for malicious unhappiness. He hires teenagers, called the Youth Brigade, to enforce law, and the only person to openly oppose Valakovich is the Lady Lydia Wachter, who our adventurers recently dined with. During this dinner, our adventurers learned that Lady Wachter believed Valakovich to be an insane dictator, and would actually prefer Count Strahd von Zarovich's rule over his. As while Strahd is a monster, he at least is someone you can speak to. She claims that Valakovich's son Victor had been so terrible to her daughter Stella that she had gone insane. This was confirmed by our cleric Delvin, and in addition, during dinner, our sorceress Silphaba investigated Lady Wachter's basement, finding animated skeletons. In 2 game days, Vallaki's Festival of the Blazing Sun will be held. Our bard Rhivan, masquerading as a duke, has been invited to it as a guest of honor, though our adventurers don't entirely know what that will entail. However, were they to miss the festival, they'd face the chance of angering Baron Vargas Valakovich. When we left off last session, our adventurers left Vallaki to explore Barovia, but were accosted in the Svalich woods by a pack of head-hunting Vargui, flying head monsters that curse their prey by paralyzing and kissing them. They cursed our paladin Pavu, as well as our warlock Zeros, who had only recently been cured of a curse that would left him mouthless. In a matter of hours, the Vargui curse will tear their heads from their bodies. They decided to head back to Vallaki, where they found a raven with blue-tipped feathers following them along, though it was too high up for them to interact with. They got back to the town and spoke to Father Lucian Petrovic, and found out that he is not actually a cleric.
He's a total faker.
Fire!
He doesn't actually have any magic, and is unable to cure the curse. Zeros and Corvus have gone to the inn. And that is where we will pick back up, I guess. So you guys get to the inn. Maps. Work with me, maps. And find that the main room is mostly empty. There is Erwin and Danica Mordakov, and maybe a handful of other commoners sitting around the bar. They have no wine, so they are just drinking water and eating stew.
Yeah.
Boring.
Rictavio, however, who you were looking for, is nowhere to be found.
So we know he's not in there. So where did we see that cart? Should we go check and see if that cart's still there with the lion in it or whatever? Wasn't that in the back alley?
I think she's talking to you, Zeros.
Oh, sorry, I was just replying back to Peter.
You have a mouth, remember?
And I forgot I had a mouth. I was telling talking to you. Yes? What was the question?
So Tavio had that big cage cart with the lion, tiger, bears on mine.
Yeah, did we can check his room first because he's just upstairs, right next to the room we were renting.
Well, as you guys enter the inn, Danica will sort of wave you over and say, "Oh, you only left a few hours ago. What brings the two of you back?"
We're looking for Rictavio. We require some of his help.
Oh, yes, he stepped out. He went to. He said he was going to go east, exploring some ruins or something or other.
Okay.
How long ago did he leave?
He left, I would say, an hour ago. He's always back by sundown, so he should be here by night.
Yeah, well, he might not be, so we should probably go.
Danica and Erwin sort of
Let's
are shocked, like,
let's not just announce that to everyone.
I'd already turned around and started walking away.
Okay.
Zeros, do you walk away as well, or?
Yeah, I walk after Corvus, trying to figure out
Okay.
where she's going. He's going, sorry.
Keep going. Yeah, Erwin is just kind of like, and you guys leave.
Okay. Corvus, are we headed back to the church, or are we headed due east?
What time of
I-
day is it?
It's like 10 o'clock in the afternoon, or morning. 10 o'clock in the morning.
Super late.
Yeah.
We should at least go tell the party, right?
Well, we could just split up. I could take Tim. What's Tim's speed?
Sorry, what was that?
Tim's speed.
It is 50 feet.
Can I check to see if Rictavio's cart is still here?
Yeah, so it'll take you, 10 minutes to cross the town. Zeros, do you follow Corvus?
Sure. Yeah.
So you get to the, it's not the lumber yard, the warehouse district, and find out that the cart is still there. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he didn't take his cart. He might have been on foot. We could catch up to him, but let's talk to the rest of the party. I feel like I have a lot of charisma, so we could make up time somewhere. So, yeah, let's figure out what they found out at the church.
Pavu, on the other hand, is screwed.
Pavu is a paladin.
Well, that's true. That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Thankfully, we are both very charismatic in our ways.
So those of you at the church, you know that they've gone to the inn and that the church can't help you right now. Are you gonna head east as well? East to the inn to meet up with the other party, I imagine.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where on our map was this Yinny green teeth?
That would be somewhere about here. I'll reveal a little square.
Okay.
So we technically need to go west. Let's see.
That looks like it's about an hour away from here.
Yeah, the priest said it was about an hour or two.
Okay.
I
2 hours.
instead of going back to meet them, I think I will cast message. I will cast message and send to Corvus in case Zeros has already lost his head and can't receive the message.
Yeah.
My head would still get the message.
Cannot confuse.
So,
Depends how much of Corvus or how much of Zeros is Zeros' head.
Yes.
I don't want to send. I don't want to send a message to a Vargui. You get
Yeah, you
them
don't want him
stuck
to-
on the line. You never get them off. Like they're just, it's like a telemarketer. So,
So yeah, Corvus, you get a message in your head. What do you say, Rhivan?
So Corvus, we learned that the priest is priest in name only. He doesn't have the ability to actually remove curses. He gave us a hag that he has marked on our map.
You run out of words. There's only 25 words.
You only fit so many.
It's like Twitter.
Cast again.
Okay, yeah, it's a cantrip, so I mean...
Long
That's
pause.
why I was 3, 4, 5, 6. I was doing it by syllable actually, so I did it incorrectly. Sorry. Please
Ginny
continue.
Green Teeth? Where is a hag we're supposed to go visit? Why don't you come back this way and we'll head that way? You can reply.
I can reply, even though I'm not magical.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The message spell does it.
Rictavio went east. I think he's going to be better for us than a hag. Meet you at the inn. And I start walking back.
Okay.
I
Oh,
follow
will
Corvus
relay
because she
this
didn't
to
tell
the-
me any of this.
Cliff notes, Cliff notes.
Yeah, it takes you not too long to get back to the inn.
Okay.
All of you can meet up.
Head that way.
You see each other outside the inn. The Blue Water Inn, of course, is covered in ravens. And Corvus, your eagle eyes spot the blue-tipped raven among the ravens on the inn's roof.
I'm just going to make a mental note of it. And
That's kind of what I figured, actually.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going to see Rictavio, do we know where Rictavio is?
so his cart is still here. They said he comes back around sundown. I just don't know if we have that long. They said he's gone east. And I think that we should try and meet him versus risking our lives with a hag.
That's all right.
The only problem I see is we have to try and find him anywhere east. Whereas the hag, we know exactly where, or pretty much where she is.
I would
I
agree.
feel like we have about 12 hours. That's the feeling I get.
Tingling.
That's
Yes.
That's very specific.
Probably.
Maybe 10, maybe 12, somewhere
Good read.
between there.
And 52 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I don't wish to deal with a hag. I agree with Cirrus. That might be the best
The
bet.
hag will come with a price, I suspect.
I agree.
And if you feel like you have 10 hours, then Rictavio should be back before that time expires. I don't know about Pabu, though. He might only have 3.
Pavu would be able to say that he feels he only has about 12 hours as well.
Okay.
I was kind of counting for both of us. I checked it.
Yeah.
This is a highly specific curse.
Shared curse.
Wow. Comes with your own internal clock.
Yeah.
Is it
Is it
Unfortunately,
like a
uses,
doomsday
Barovia
counter?
time.
Like inside your own eyeballs, you see like the countdown.
Unfortunately, Barovia's clock is slightly fast, so it's
Ah.
really only 55 minutes to the hour.
Gotcha. Well, does anybody? I mean, I suppose if he's got his cart, that he's likely to stay to the main road. As I recall, coming in.
He doesn't have his cart.
Oh,
His cart is
He
still in
doesn't.
town, meaning I'm assuming he intends to return.
he's going off by himself to the east. If you guys remember exactly how our trip in was, that seems a bit dangerous, but all right.
Mouth, so I mean, he brought his mouth back. He's got to be pretty powerful.
I suppose.
Uh,
All right.
By the way,
well,
Mick, was that
Yes.
still today that he had done that? I can't recall.
Yes. Yeah. He had just
Okay.
left about an hour ago.
No, sorry. Removing my curse.
Oh, removing your curse? That was last night, I think.
Okay, I couldn't recall.
And if
Yeah,
you
I
had
don't-
just wait, if
Sounds
you
right.
just waited, you could have had a twofer.
I know.
Well, I suggest that we let Pavu and Zeros make this call, since it is their lives and risk.
I look over to Pavu.
into the inky darkness of
Pabu, unfortunately, has no opinion right now, I imagine.
Okay. I'm just leaving it up to you guys. I feel like we can try to look for Rictavio, and if we can't find him before sundown, obviously he'll be back, and then we can think about either going to the Hag or not.
Or we could go see the Hag now and see what she wants and tell her to.
Here's an idea.
If we don't like it.
Here's an
And be
idea.
back before sunfall.
That Raven was on the inn, right?
Yes.
That suggests to me that perhaps somebody here is caring for the ravens that has one that's tame. What about if we were to ask whoever has control of these ravens? We did see they were sending out messages, right? What about if we were to send out a message to Rictavio?
It's a possibility.
I suppose so. Do you think it would find him
Well,
anywhere?
at least it's hedging our bets a bit.
Okay.
Seeing him
Send
from
the
the air
message out.
might be easier than us trying to just head that way and blindly trying to follow the path he took.
Okay. So would you want to send the message and then go see the Hag? Or
No, I would suggest that we send the message to Rictavio and then head in that general direction.
Okay.
Let him know we'll meet him on the road.
Just as an aside, if you look on this this Vallaki map down to the south west, you can see how there's sort of roads crisscrossing. Those are mostly just foot trails, and they exist sort of all throughout the major road. So while this while the Barovia map shows one single road for most of this, it's actually a number of trails that you have to navigate. You guys just have decent enough survival skills that I haven't needed to make a check. So essentially, it will be very difficult to find exactly where he's going unless you could find his exact trail.
Well, why don't we just send out the Raven and ask in the message for him to meet us at a specific spot, maybe the eastern part of town, or we could head west and have him meet us that direction too. I mean, it's your call, Zeros, as they've indicated it's your life on the line. No pressure. Actually,
Yeah.
lots of pressure.
Why did I have to get my mouth back now? I say we send out the Raven and we go talk to the Hag, and that way we have at least a shot. And it's about an hour or two to the Hag. We can talk to her, find out what she wants, and then come back. That'll still give us plenty of time, I think.
All right.
Pavu agrees. I imagine.
Right.
I really have no idea, because it is a hag, and that's the kind of thing that Pavu might be like, I will kill her if I see her.
Well, it gives him gives him an opportunity to see her, though. So.
True.
After she cures him.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so head into the inn, and wasn't it?
Yeah, sorry?
Wasn't it the I forget her name, but wasn't it the one of the
Mardukov
owners?
Danica?
Yeah, wasn't it Danica that was caring for the ravens?
Yes.
Okay. I will find her.
Yeah, she's at the bar, tending drinks, and sees all of you come back in, and she's surprised again. Like, Corvus, Zeros, you didn't find Rictavio.
Hi, Danica, question for you. We've noticed that the ravens of this place have had messages tied to their legs. Do you have the ability to send one out with a message, perhaps to find Rictavio?
Yes, I imagine I could.
Would you mind if I pinned a message to send to him?
Please do. Let me call down a raven right now. If you'll excuse me, I'll go up to the rookery.
Actually, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? I don't have to. I've got message. I've got message. I've been using it.
Message is 120 feet.
Ah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even go across.
That's right.
Actually, technically, you couldn't have gotten it across town, but there is just
Fair
a
enough.
good enough,
Fair
like,
enough.
town has reflector dishes.
That's what I get for reading my own cantrips and seeing what they do. Okay. That's exactly what I did. I prepared reflector dishes.
So she's gonna go up to the rookery. The ravens are quite jittery, so if you'll stay down here, I'll go gather a messenger and meet you out back by the stables.
Certainly.
All right. So she sort of nods and heads off to the kitchen, exits some door, tells you guys the stables are in the back.
And
head back
maybe
there.
we could tell her to also, if he does come back before we're back, send us a message or something towards where we are on the map.
Yes. Yes, she'll get him to send the message back, and worst case scenario, she can send another raven to find you guys
Sure.
if he does come back. So do you guys head out back to meet her?
Yes.
I'm gonna stable Tim and just tell him, give him whatever he needs, the finest of everything.
Yeah, you get into the stable. You can see that the ground floor of the stable has one horse in it. I will reveal the doors because I don't believe the horse is like air sealed in. But there's one horse there already. Yeah, Danica will definitely let you put Tim in a nearby thing. She sells some hay, but it's part of your cost or part of your lodging, so she'll give you the good stuff as much as she can. The top floor of this, the rafters are filled with ravens in this room. You can see that the horse things have their own little rooftops to collect like bird droppings, so it doesn't land on the horses.
Oh. So
Danica has a nice small raven sitting on her arm, yeah, comes to you, Rhivan, and says, if you've penned your message, let me attach it.
Yeah, I will have spent the time penning a message and saying pretty much just that. I will draw a crude map of indicating where we're heading, tell him that time is of the essence. I'll even say, you know, that the two of our companions have been cursed by Vargui. Please send help.
Please help.
Yeah.
Get here ASAP.
Elseboing.
tell him he'll be compensated for it.
Okay. I'll put dollar signs on the
and yeah, Danica closes her eyes and just sort of focuses on the raven for a moment, and whispers something that sounds kind of like she's just making quiet cawing noises. Delvin can definitely tell that this is a spell being cast. The raven is staring intently back at her, and when she finishes and opens her eyes, the raven almost gives an imperceptible nod. She ties the thing to its leg and like throws her arm, and it flies off generically east, and turns to you and says, "That is our fastest raven. He will return as soon as I can, or I will send him to you guys as soon as I get word back."
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is.
Was it the blue-tipped raven?
It was not the blue-tipped raven.
Is
Can I
there just the one blue tip?
There is.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna pull her aside and just ask her about it, saying that we had seen it flying overhead and hanging out with her birds. Just he belonged to her.
Your insight check So as a reminder to the stream, I'm rolling all the perception, insight, and investigation secretly, so these guys don't know if they failed or not. But Corvus's insight check does sense a little bit of hesitation from Danica. She flushes just a little bit as she says, that's just a genetic aberration, I imagine. I've been watching too much Star Trek. What would a normal way of saying that? It's just nature.
Mutation.
Yep, some birds just grow blue feathers. You don't think that she's lying to you, but she is sort of embarrassed about it, which is strange because you just asked her about a bird.
Okay, cool. And then I walk away.
Yeah, she sort of turns to the rest of you, gives a little bow of her head, and if there's nothing else, I will make sure that your beds are warm and upturned when you return.
My thanks, milady.
Okay. I asked
Anything.
for another pillow for my neck for tonight, and I bow and head off.
Yes, that she,
But
she
he'll
will
just-
stop you.
He'll just need the pillow, though.
Just
Nothing
the pillow,
else.
not the
Nothing
bed.
else. He just should be ahead.
You can
So-
staple it to the ceiling, actually. Get it out of the way. She's gonna sort of stop you as you walk away, Zeros, and just sort of that looks quite painful. How did you get that rash? If you don't mind me asking.
Um,
Poison ivy.
can I do an insight check and see what her motivations are?
Yes, your insight essentially seems like she's just concerned, though you can't really read her.
Okay. I'm gonna be forthcoming since she is helping us, and tell her that we were attacked by the Vargui, and that we need help removing this curse, and that's why we're looking for Rictavia.
Also, this is what happens when you don't vaccinate your children.
I have essential oils. We're good.
It was my parents' fault.
I wonder what a vaccine is for this. Like, you just get a really tiny one. Basically makeup practice. So she sort of goes like, yes, I've heard of this. Our ravens have been attacked by many Vargui over the years. Your best course of action would be to seek out the woman Yenny Greenteeth. She's quite eccentric and may ask you to do some uncomfortable tasks, but she's been a friend to the Martikov family for many generations. I would trust her with my children. We call her Granny.
Does she make them into pies?
She has made pies. I don't believe there's children in them.
I've
getting
learned to be a little bit suspect of these things, so forgive me for the question.
No, of course. Some people have called her many things, like a witch or a hag. She very well may be those things, but she is still trustworthy. At least if you tell her that we sent you.
Is there something I can take that would identify us as being either close allies or friends of yours?
Yes. Take one of these. And she's going to take one of the raven feathers from the back of her bun and hand it to you.
Is it blue tip?
Thank you.
It's not blue-tipped, unfortunately.
I thank her, and I will let her know that I will bring it back, and also pass on your thanks to her.
You don't need to bring it back. We have,
Okay.
like, fucking 500 birds here.
Well,
These aren't
thank
even
you.
decorations. They just get everywhere.
They just fall into her hair, right?
Cat hair.
Okay.
So she gives you, a nice sort of gentle bow and says, please be safe. Hopefully you'll get there. And my Erwin would be angry at me if I didn't mention that we have run out of wine. So if you do find yourself going to the winery, it would be appreciated.
Mm.
We will
Our
definitely look into it.
yes, our ravens haven't come back from there, and that's worrying us.
Yeah.
Toodaloo.
Good day to you.
She goes inside.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
shall we?
We shall.
Lead on, Gerald McBourne Boing.
As you guys leave the inn, get back to the main street, Zeros, your like one of your vertebrae just kind of goes crack, just like, oh, that feels good. Oh no, that doesn't feel good.
No.
You're finding it a little like, you know when you get a crick in your neck and you can't turn your neck that far? You're getting that, except the opposite. You can turn it a little too much. You lose a point of charisma,
Okay.
is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I'm marking it down for both of us.
Oh, perfect. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I assume you guys get Foe out of town?
Yep.
Yar.
Yep.
Yes.
Would
Yeah.
dashing be a thing?
Yeah, you can definitely. There's like in the D&D rules, there are 3 speeds of movement: the normal, fast, and slow. Fast means you can't do it stealthily, and you have a disadvantage on your perception for like noticing wolves and the like.
Okay.
Brisk granny walk.
Sorry.
Brisk granny walking.
Okay.
The best kind of walking.
So continuing to the west across the bridge, back to the same crossroads, you've been told that Yenny Greenteeth's road is north.
All right. Well, we will head that way.
The road sort of degrades a little bit into more just like 5-foot wide foot traffic, like only 2 of you can stand side by side, and gets much muddier due to the recent rains. As you guys are continuing, Corvus hears something off in the woods. It sounds like a wolf that is running and getting hit by an arrow. You rolled really good on your perception.
Can I tell how far away he is?
Yeah, about 20 feet into the road, or into the woods rather. There seems to be another footpath, and a hunter seems to be on it. And as you look, peering through the woods, you can see that this hunter is wearing silver armor.
Huh.
Some dude killing a wolf over there and some shiny stuff. We should go check it out.
Do we have
Okay.
time to check it out?
Are they running like parallel to us, or are they running towards us, or
Fairly parallel, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. It's somebody killing wolves. We've learned that the wolves aren't too friendly here, so he's probably doing us a favor.
but he also might be an ally if he's wearing shiny things. I mean, isn't that what, people with spells wear? Shiny stuff?
I'm not following this line of reasoning, but if
Clerics and paladins, people who can cure curses,
is,
bronze armor, come on.
you have a strange designation for what constitutes a paladin or a cleric, but if you want, I defer to Zeros and Pavu if that's if
We'll have a quick glance and see who this is, and if there's something evil going on. I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, they seem to be they seem to have not noticed you guys. Really only Corvus can really see him at all. His helmet seems to be fairly like face covering, and he's wearing chainmail, which seems like a very weird thing to hunt with. And you can see him hoist the dead wolf, put it on his shoulders, and then just start strolling down the road, sort of parallel to you guys down south. I forget if you said that you were going to do anything. just started narrating.
Since I can't see, I'm deferring to Corvus.
Well, he's leaving now.
Well,
Wolfstead.
call out to him if you want to talk to him.
Want to call out to him?
Pavu does have the ability to sense divine sense. So it seems like the kind of thing he would do right now. And it's the thing that he would do right now as he casts this is to grab his longsword and say, "That guy's undead."
Probably not going to help us then with the problem we have.
Do you think it's part of that order?
It might be.
Okay, is it worth investigating right now, or?
I suspect our more pressing problem is to make certain that you don't lose your head. And I don't think that this individual is going to help us with that problem.
I agree.
Well, we can make a note of it and then just head off.
Yeah, noted. Pavu, I imagine, is fairly impatient and will start marching off towards Yenny's Green Teeth if you guys don't directly do anything.
Yep.
Sounds good.
I like having a party member who I can narrate for.
The most predictable thing Pavu's ever been able to do in this entire game.
So you continue along this footpath. It's winding, though you can definitely tell that there's one main path and a bunch of sort of off paths. You were told, follow this path until you reach the 5-foot-tall mossy stone. And yeah, the path goes directly into, in the center of this like road, a 5-foot-tall mossy stone, almost spherical. And you see a footpath leading south.
Shall we follow the footpath?
Follow it.
Sure, yeah.
Following the footpath lasts about 5 minutes before it sort of turns around and heads back north a little bit and comes to a bit of a clearing. Irina's not with you. At the opposite end of this clearing, there is sort of a gutter with a small house on the opposite end. The house is fairly well maintained. You can smell the scent of like some kind of stew wafting out from it. And the sky above, while it's still overcast, it doesn't seem to be raining as much around this house. A small wooden rickety bridge spans the two sort of cliff faces.
Right.
Faces isn't the right word, but
Head to the
insert correct words.
Head to that house, I guess. Looking cautiously about us as we approach.
Yeah, as you guys look around for any sounds or look for sounds or listen for any sights, you don't hear anything. You just smell the stew.
Can I ask Corvus to check if there's any traps or anything that she would use to deter people from coming here?
Yeah, as you guys are walking around investigating, you spot nothing.
All right, onwards.
You get to the rickety wooden bridge. It looks like it would not support a small dog, let alone any one of you.
Looks dangerous.
How far is the
First.
gap?
The gap is about 20 feet and goes down
It
about
drops
30.
Down 30 feet. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How far is it up to the door?
What do you mean?
Sorry, you said it spans 20 feet? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
20 feet. The bridge is 20 feet.
And then from the end of the bridge to the door, how far is that? Is that another 20?
Another 20, yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about using Mage Hand to knock on the door, but I can't.
Oh. You could use Mage Hand to take a piece of wood and huck it at the door. But
Any thoughts, everyone else? Should I chuck a piece of wood at the door?
I mean, I could try and like athletics across it, like just jump on the boards that look stronger and just try and get across.
I could use thaumaturgy to make my voice louder, 3 times as loud.
That sounds like the best of plans.
Perhaps I can holler out for unique green teeth.
You're not worried about other things in the forest?
If she lives here, I'm sure she keeps those things at bay. I'll attempt that. So I'll cast thaumaturgy and just shout, "Hello!"
yeah, as you call out, you hear like the occasional rat and crow from the woods just sort of fly away. Your voice echoes. You hear nothing from the house, but you turn around and you see a woman. A old woman steps out of the forest into the path. She wears a simple floral print dressing gown. It's hem-lined, soaked with mud. Small black eyes set into her wrinkled face gleam with wicked humor. She calls out to you, "You're gonna raise the dead if you keep shouting like that." She totters up the hill towards you guys.
Just trying to get your attention. Hello.
"So much strangeness," she says, shaking her head. "Now this simple woman of the woods cannot even go out for a stroll without passing ruffians trying to break down her door."
We were nowhere near your door.
That was his idea to break down your door, but we didn't do it.
She's gonna just sort of march right up to you guys and sort of march between Rhivan and Corvus and through you guys over to the bridge. Sort of muscling her way through like a cranky old woman. As she steps on the bridge, she steps on like some of the most rickety wooden planks, which support her weight perfectly. The bridge doesn't even creak as she just crosses it over.
I am watching exactly where she steps.
She steps at almost every bridge. She's taking tiny granny steps, so she's not really stepping on anything particular. But she gets to her front door, turns around, and says, "Well, you coming in for stew or not?"
All right. Well, since she's invited, I'll follow her.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, so Rhivan, when you step on the board, it at first gives a loud crack, and I'd like you to make me a intelligence save.
Oh boy. Let's see here. Intelligence save.
13. 13 is enough to realize this is an illusion. There is a real bridge here that is perfectly safe.
Well, that's my area of expertise anyway, so...
Yeah, as you cross the bridge, I assume you guys all gingerly make your way across. It's perfectly safe.
Actually, as I go across, I'm going to make it look much more dangerous than it really is.
Minor illusion the hell out of it.
I'm just biting my nails like, oh no, he's not gonna make it.
I'm setting up camp on the other side.
So you get inside her house. It is a simple woman's house. She's got like frilly doilies on the back of wooden chairs. Hanging from her eaves are like all sorts of bunches and bundles of herbs and sage and all kinds of alchemical looking things. You think you see like rat skins hanging from a bunch. And on this pot is a strange red stew, a very thick stew, almost like tomato, which she goes over this giant cauldron and starts stirring it. It says, "All right, who wants a bowl? Speak up, don't be shy now."
I would.
"Ah, yes." She pours the bowl, walks over to you, Delvin, looks at you and is like, "Oh, a young man like you shouldn't be out in the woods like this."
Well, I have many fine protectors here.
Oh, yes. Well, people of our generation should still endeavor to be safer. If you ever find your way here, come, maybe you could be a protector to a old woman.
Oh my god!
Perhaps, but we at the moment have some more pressing matters.
Oh, yes, yes. And she peers at the rest of you. Yep, you and you. Big guy and the tiny guy with no mouth. No, you got a mouth now. Yeah, you got a mouth now. You two got bit by Vargui, didn't ya? Well, kissed, I guess.
Yes. How did you know?
You got the big red rashes. It's either that or, well, I don't think you guys could get that kind of STI.
Wow.
The neck
So-
clap.
What? Neck clap.
Neck clap. Wow.
So, I imagine you're all here to, get yourself cured of this.
Yes, we were told that you may be of assistance.
Well, I don't just assist anybody, you know.
We,
I am...
we were given word that you could help from, remind Danica, the Lady Danica.
Oh, Danica, yes. I remember when she was just a baby thing. Yes, her father doesn't like her very much. Or rather, Erwin's father doesn't like her very much, is what she actually said. I will help you out. I can cast a curse removal spell. It will cost me some materials. 90 gold, and you must do me a favor. For each of you.
What's the favor?
Each
The favor, Zeros, I'd like you to roll me a d20.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Ah,
that good or bad?
wasted.
For you, I need something very simple. Just information, really. I need you to describe your family tree to me. At least 3 generations. And those of relatives that are still alive, I want detailed descriptions, where they live, ages, LinkedIn
So
accounts, everything. Yeah.
LinkedIn account. Login details. Your social security number, passwords.
Then she's gonna look at Pavu, and I rolled a 2. And Pavu says, or rather, Yenny says, I need 13 strands of your hair. Every strand must be exactly the length of your thumb.
Does he have any of that?
Well, it doesn't need to be hair from your head.
Ooh, good luck with that, my friend.
Not on that.
There, get your minds out of the gutter. I'm a grandmother. There are other places that have hairs. Now, I'm a busy old woman. Do you want this or not?
Is the 90 gold for each of us or for both? Like
Each of you.
all together? Oh.
And that's at cost for me, you know. Cost me 100 gold to do all this.
I would like to insight check her on that.
Yeah, your insight check. She doesn't seem like she's lying. She seems like she is on the level. All of you guys feel that.
Okay. Well, I talked to Sean. I whispered to him, "How much do we have again?"
I am looking. I don't think it's that much.
Oh, yeah, Bubba.
It is not that much.
Well, I do take IOUs.
Oh.
She says, and actually, you were whispering to Rhivan. She can still hear pretty good for her age.
We do have some pies.
Oh, those are Morgantha's pies, aren't they?
A relative of yours.
Not a relative, but a acquaintance, I'd say. She's a bad one, that one.
Go on. I'm just talking with her while they're talking to each other.
Eating people? Ugh, that's just
I knew it!
uncouth.
Confirmed.
It is a stereotype that is not progressing our kinds. Not progressing us at all.
Would you have a better recipe than hers?
Yes, do the same thing that she does, but take out the baby. You could use baby powder. I hear that's good too.
Noted.
If you can't find farm fresh baby, store-bought is fine.
Oh boy.
I wonder, I might have some baby preserves in the cupboard. Oh wait, no. Never mind.
No.
She doesn't say that.
That's-
My insight's not as good enough to hear inside of her head, though, right?
I just like alt-tabbed over to the Twitch channel, and Takumashi is saying, also the baby is here.
Yes.
So, I apologize, Colin, if... in any case, she will take IOUs, and if you need 90 gold, or rather, she will take IOUs for the gold, but she won't take it for the gifts. Can somebody do me a favor and text or message Pavu and ask him if he would be willing to give up 13 hairs from somewhere on his body?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Thank you.
Does she get to pluck them herself, or?
No. No, she'll allow
It take more than
Pavu.
12 hours.
Hold on a minute. Will you allow a hag to hot wax you?
While you get that message back, and if Zeros, while you decide whether or not you will, what did she ask you again?
3 generations
Right.
of family knowledge.
Yes, while you determine whether or not you want to do this, do you guys mind if we take a quick 5?
Yeah, it's fine. I want to
Can we
see
take,
what
like,
Bruce says back to
30
this.
minutes?
All right, guys, we will be right back right after a brief pause.
All right, I
Station
will.
identification.
Okay. Rip is... Rip... Oh, just getting a drink.
Rip's good.
Never mind.
All right. We're back live, so they can see Rip getting a drink.
Excellent. Welcome back to Old Lady Asks Uncomfortable Questions.
What about body hair?
About body hair. I believe it's called The Ellen Show. I was working, I was trying to make a joke, and I was hoping that I would get the joke out before, like, I actually said it, and Ellen DeGeneres was the first one to come up, so fuck you, Ellen, I guess. Anyway, Corvus, you called Pavu. Luckily, Pavu and Alfaba picked up. Did Pavu agree to give some hairs to get cured?
Okay, I'm gonna try and do this in his voice.
Oh boy, I want to hear it. I want to hear this role playing.
I refuse to have dealings with a hag. I'll be here all week.
Yeah, that seems like Pavu. So Yenny Green Teeth will just sort of like, well, be what you will. How about you, my friend? I can save your life. Looks at you, Zeros.
Check the chat, by the way.
I saw the
Yeah.
chat, thank you. I look towards Delvin and be like, are you serious? I have a pearl here that is worth 100 gold. Would you take that instead of the knowledge, the gift, or at least in regards to the 90 gold, and also to maybe give me some time to find out my family background, since I do not recall it?
Well, the thing is that's my... Oh, what accent am I doing? The magic that I do requires a little bit more than just, material components. There is a informational cost at play. Well, I guess hair is also acceptable.
Okay. I'll pull out some of my hair, then.
13 hairs.
13 hairs.
Each one must be exactly the length of your thumb.
Okay. Can I cut them if they're not?
No.
Okay, I go into the back room and I pull out 13 hairs that are about the size of my thumb.
She's gonna look at them and be like, number 6 is a little...
Do I need to roll something for this to make sure?
No, she takes them. She takes the pearl. She kind of looks at it, like, with her beady little eyes. She's just staring at it, and she says, well, yes, it does look like 100 gold. Well, you said that you were... you are in trouble, and you are visitors here, so I'll give you some change. And she gets some pocket change out of her dress, and she gives you a silver piece. Don't spend that all in one place. Like you spent that pearl at this place. That was a bad idea. Don't do that. Oh, right. The spell. Bibbidi bobbidi, you're cured. And she, like, punches you in the throat. It's not very strong.
She punches you in the throat. Suddenly
It's
things
not
got...
very strong. But you do sort of, like, for a second. Yeah, immediately all of you can notice that Zeros' neck completely clears up. And you feel like your neck's no longer stiff, you can breathe. You are cured. And your charisma comes back to full.
Okay. I thank you.
So Pavu, I'm concerned here.
Well, we can still go see if Rictavio got our message.
I refuse to deal with hags.
You heard the man.
I'm going to say that until till my handler can come back online.
Okay, hold on. I got a solution here. I'm gonna cast
Persuasion.
I thank her for her service and I move back.
I'm going to cast Suggestion on Pavu.
Good call.
Mm.
Good call.
I really,
Okay.
I think, yes, I really think that perhaps you should do what she asked, lad. It's in your best interests.
Yeah, paladins are trained in wisdom.
I know,
Save.
I know.
All right. Pavu's wisdom save is a 6.
Oh!
Yeah!
Yes.
I'd even give him advantage because it is something to do with his like paladin upbringing, but advantage is a 7. So
Nice.
If you're watching, Peter, just remember who did this to you.
Oh, he won't.
I'm very reasonable.
yeah.
It's all his idea. I'm just suggesting to him.
So I hopefully am not overstepping my bounds as the DM to say that he will begrudgingly accept, find his own hairs, and Yenny will be like, well, I did already have hairs. I do need names, but I'll take the hairs. Fine. She's not going to punch Pavu because he's big, so she's just going to cast it at range. Yeah. Oh, I guess he also needs 90 gold. But we'll accept an IOU.
We'll have to get back with you on that.
All right, let me write down on my little notebook, IOU, Yenny Greenteeth, 90 gold.
And or your soul.
And or soul. And yeah, he also is cured. The rash goes away entirely, and Pavu breathes. Now, enjoy your stew and get the fuck out of my house.
Lovely stew.
She marches off into her back room and slams the door.
Okay.
Well,
Leaving you guys with the stew.
Does it do anything? Is it
Uh,
baby?
It bubbles a little bit, but she says it's not babies.
Well,
Delvin, did you eat the stew?
poor Cantha said it wasn't babies too.
I was going to cast Purified Food.
Yeah.
If you have to deny that it's made of babies, it's probably made of babies. I'm
will-
just
I
saying.
know versus babies, I don't know.
I mean, rendered free of poison and disease, the baby was healthy. No,
So I
It
will
was
try
vaccinated.
Purified Food.
yes, you purify it. You don't notice any difference. It seems like it was perfectly good.
Okay. Well, definitely it's perfectly good now.
Yeah, it's kind of like a butter chicken kind of stew.
Ooh.
Well, that sounds good. Yeah.
I grabbed me some.
For you, Zeros, it's like, oh, this is bad. Like,
Ah.
this isn't
And
real quality.
Bargain bin beef.
Yeah. This is food court, like butter chicken, not.
Yoshinoya beef bowl. Just the fire.
So Pavu has. Oh, Pavu is telling us he's been compelled to do some things. Yes, he
Oopsie.
has. Now, before Pavu can explode and get angry, would you guys like to leave?
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
that might be best. Yeah.
You as Pavu is still like digesting this information, you guys get back to the main road. As you sort of start wandering, a raven flops down to you. Flies. sort of swoops down and lands next to you guys on a branch, sort of right beside Rhivan.
All right. Does it have a message attached to it?
It does.
All right. I will check the message.
In a very flowy, almost elven script, it says, "I have returned to the inn. I will prepare remove curse if you need it."
Rats. We did what we had to do.
We'll just ghost it.
I will write a reply and say
Just tear it up and don't tell us.
Just pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah, yeah, I'll just reply and say found Jenny Green Teeth, problem resolved, thank you for your time. We owe you.
You have 90 gold.
Please send money. Alright.
Yeah, the Raven will take the message and fly back towards, well, east, Valakovi-isk way.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do we want to go and check out the tower? I mean, that was the original intent.
Yes.
Is it like 1, 2 now? Or?
It's, yeah, probably noon, 1 o'clock, 4 or 5 hours left of sunlight.
How far was it from here to the tower?
From what you've heard, it's still pretty close. Like, it would be less than an hour to get to.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
So
right.
then I guess we march on. Since we still have our spells and everything, right?
Yeah, you guys haven't really done any fights yet.
Cast a few.
Well, I
but
don't.
Still okay.
Did we rest after the Vargui, or we just came back to town?
Oh,
No.
you didn't rest after the Vargui. You're right.
Okay, I only have like 1 key point, so
Yeah, and Zeros, I think you cast all your spells, so you haven't.
No. I usually don't cast my spells.
Hmm. Right. So you guys
No,
could
I
take a
used
short
2
rest.
lux. That's what it was.
Short rest isn't going to help with spells, though.
Yeah, that's not gonna help me.
No.
That's fine.
I mean,
I've got one first.
we
two
could at
second.
least check it out and see what it is we're potentially getting into. If we decide it looks too ominous for us to engage with, then we can always decide to come back later.
famous last words.
All of my last words are famous.
All right.
So Pavu, you feel like you're not detecting Fiend, but you're not detecting anything. In the chat, Pavu has mentioned that he casted Detected Fiend before he left the hovel. It seems like your detection spells are blocked inside the house.
If you have to block Detect Fiend, you might be a fiend.
This is innocent until proven guilty. So yeah, do you guys head off to the west towards the tower?
Yes.
Sure.
So you continue down the road. You start noticing signs of less foot traffic, more animal traffic. You're seeing that you're sort of walking on game trails more than anything. And Corvus is fairly certain that these are more wolf tracks. You eventually reach the edge of a lake. You come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon splattered with mud.
Sure, it's mud. Is it red mud?
Red mud, red
It's- I mean, does the wagon look like it's functional? Like it's been parked here recently, or?
You look down, you look for like tire tracks in the mud, and you don't see anything that looks within the last few days. Though you do see tire tracks from. Actually, someone could make me a survival check if they could.
That's not my forte.
Let me see. Yeah, mine might be all right.
Sure.
Survival. Ooh, I can go ahead and do one if nobody else is.
Can I assist?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, pretty good.
So 17, you can tell that it seems
Good.
like 4 days ago. As you sort of picture the rainfall in the region, you say, 4 or 5 days was when this wagon was parked here.
But it's not.
and you- Sorry, say that again?
It's not broken. It's not like busted apart like the last one.
No. Yeah, not busted apart. You also spot a few horsebacks in the mud, though it seems like care was taken to hide the tracks.
Going away?
Going both towards and away.
Huh?
Looking like someone has been going to and from this a few times.
Does it look like the same kind of wagons that were we found where the Vargui were, or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was more like just a horse-drawn cart.
Is this
Oh,
a
I see, okay.
Vistani wagon?
This does look like a Vistani wagon, yeah.
Hmm.
Though this one is purple as opposed to the red that the ones, at least by Madame Eva's, had.
Maybe a different house, family, whatever they call them. So
Can I be reminded of the prophecy that we had that was related to the tower?
Yes, it is in your guys' folder under Madame Eva. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will better help you better understand your enemy. Look for a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek.
Servant.
Wizard's name and servant. Okay.
and we've never heard of the name associated with this tower, correct?
That's correct. Irina told you guys that people have heard of this tower on the lake. It's pretty easy to see. You can see it from any edge of the lake. But that people tend to avoid it.
I'll head up to the tower, I guess. First, I'm going to check out the wagon.
Yes. You cross the causeway, head to the tower.
Check the skies for any more Vargui.
Luckily, no Vargui.
Okay.
And other than, maybe a couple ravens off in the distance, nothing else strange. The first thing you guys see is the wagon. Oh, Elphaba asks, where is Irina? She's at the church, and thank you, Rip. I will let you guys do that. The first thing you see when you cross is the wagon. Under layers of mud, the wagon sports a fresh coat of purple paint, and its wheels have fancy gold trim. A brass lantern hangs from each corner, and red drapes cover a tombstone-shaped window on each side. A steel padlock secures the back door, hanging from which is a cheap wooden sign that reads, "Keep Out." The tower itself, the tower door looks like this. It is made of iron with no visible handles or hinges. In the middle of the door is a large embossed symbol, a connected series of lines with 8 stick figures set around it. Carved into the lintel above the door is the word Kazan. And I'll paste that into chat.
I'm going to check the lock and see if perhaps I can make my way past it.
On the wagon?
Yes.
Let's see. Give me 1 sec. I need to...
As he's doing this, can I ask Delvin if he knows of any arcane knowledge regarding the symbols or the door?
Yeah, you're able to completely bypass the lock.
Oops.
Yeah, do any of the symbols appear magical in nature using Arcana?
Arcana. Yeah, make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Yeah,
I assume someone's
while they're
assisting you.
distracted with the door,
Yes.
I'll be getting into the wagon.
All right, so at this point, I'm gonna hold off on the Arcana check because you don't have time to really realize what's going on. Delvin, you're investigating this. Zeros and Corvus, where are you guys standing?
Oh boy.
What, isn't it?
I would have been near Delvin because I was asking him and assisting him with the Arcana.
Okay. Corvus, you're.
When we showed up, I see everybody splitting off. I'm gonna walk off to the left of the building and start seeing if I can go around it and perceive it.
Checking out the rest of the stuff. Pavu and Alphaba, can you guys quickly tell me whereabouts you'd be? Like, would you be still close to Rhivan, Delvin, and Zeros? Or would you be off 30 feet away from the wagon?
That's highly specific.
Okay, perfect.
It's gonna explode, isn't it?
So, Corvus, you are safe from this.
It's totally gonna explode.
I'd like everybody else to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
I will roll it for Pavu and Alphaba.
Oh. Ouch.
Alphaba, as a sorceress, has a
Oh.
good Constitution. So that first one was
boy.
Pavu, and the second one was Alphaba. So everyone.
Wow.
So Delvin and Rhivan, you guys both fail.
Yep.
Everyone else takes half damage.
Oh boy.
Rhivan, what you hear is you feel as you turn the handle a wire break, and you hear the sound of glass shatter to the ground, and then the whole fucking thing explodes.
I knew it was gonna explode. Wow. Wow.
Okay, slash roll 10d10.
Oh!
So
I'm
Rhivan
down.
and Delvin, you guys take 61 points of fire damage. Everyone else takes 30 points of fire damage.
I may be dead.
Everyone's dead.
Except me.
That's true.
Holy crap!
Elphaba and Pharos, Elphaba and Pavu are unconscious. Zeros, you're also unconscious.
Yeah.
Let me quickly look up what the.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I would be dead because I think it's like
If you're twice your health, I
double or
think-
something. Yeah.
Massive damage rules. If damage exceeds your hit point maximum, you suffer instant death. When damage reduces you to 0 hit points and there's damage remaining, you die if the damage equals or exceeds your hit point maximum.
Yeah,
So 60.
I'm done. I'm dust. Wow.
Delvin and Rhivan, you guys,
Insinuate.
Wow.
it said keep out.
Yeah, apparently they were serious.
I was keeping out.
So Rhivan and Delvin, you guys find yourself in a strange, dark, amber-colored temple. You guys don't see each other, but you both experience the same thing. A floating sort of crystalline, like semi-holographic crystalline being floats in front of you, and you can tell instantly that this is a very powerful and very fearful creature. And with a quiet, almost cherubic voice, it speaks to you and says, I can bring you back if you accept my gift.
What's your gift?
That will be determined once you arise.
I have the feeling that you want something out of this deal. It's in your best interest to bring me back if you're making the deal with me.
I feel that's
I could
you're
be useful
Pablo is right.
to
Pablo's
you.
not. He says you're in no state to be coy, Rhivan.
I'm not being coy. I'm just saying that I could be of use to you.
Your uses are limited.
I think you underestimate me.
I estimate you exactly. Now, do you want to live or do you want to die? Delvin, he's also asking you that as well.
Right. And I get a sense of strong, just, is it evil or is it, I mean...
Not evil so much as this is the closest to feeling your god that you've felt since arriving in Barovia. Though this isn't exactly a god. That was almost a TPK.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. I didn't expect that much damage. Holy crap.
Pablo, you can lay on hands for Elphaba and Zeros and bring them back up, but Delvin and Rhivan are singed and dead beyond belief. Though this is all happening, Delvin and Rhivan's sort of extraterrestrial thing is happening in an instant.
So do I retain my link to my god, and is it what will happen if I perish again?
Again, I don't know.
Who are
And
you?
you didn't answer the link to my god.
Oh, your link to your gods are already severed.
Who are you?
I've quickly cast you aside.
I am strong.
Strong's your name?
No, but it is the most important part of me.
And you accuse me of being coy.
I tire of you, Rhivan. Do you wish to live or do you wish to die?
Alright, fine. You're so damn literal and straightforward. Hell! Gosh. How fucking dull. Alright, fine. Live!
All right, Delvin, what do you say?
Trying to get any sense from this guy, this thing.
Yeah, your insight is not giving you any help
Yeah.
right now.
Because I'm assuming, my character would assume this is kind of similar to what happened to Zeros. And knowing the aftermath, I don't know if I can do it. If Delvin would. He's lived a long life, so I'm going to say he will pass.
Well, okay, so is this happening while Pavu is still putting lay on hands on us, or?
No, this happens literally before
Okay.
Delvin and Rhivan hit the ground.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you say no.
Yeah.
Um,
I truly don't think Delvin would accept that.
completely acceptable.
Yeah.
So for the rest of you guys, Pavu, as you pick up Zeros and Elphaba, you look at Rhivan, and Rhivan looks completely fine. Maybe like a few singes. And when he opens his mouth, Rhivan, your lungs feel like they're burning, actually. And you start exhaling wisps of smoke from your mouth.
Those truth commercials.
But when you look at Delvin, Delvin is unrecognizable. You realize now that it's alchemical fire, and alchemical fire has burnt off most of his skin. And lay on hands would probably not fix that. Yeah. If you guys don't mind, I'd like to take a quick 5-minute break. I will get Rhivan the
Wow.
I'll get Rhivan the details on his personal curse, and I will speak to Eric about
Next steps.
Can't leave me, bro.
Man, don't screw with the guy the guy's hoopty.
No, hey.
It was hard to do. I'm trying to think of what Delvin would do.
I understand.
Yeah,
I get it.
Because that would be tough.
All right,
like
well, we're going to quick break. We will be right back. live now.
All right. Welcome back to
Rhivan kills
exploding
everybody.
Rhivan kills everybody. Houses and how to get them exploding. No. Trying to think of some kind of pun on house hunters, something like that, but we'll figure it out later. So the rest of you, Pavu, I imagine, lays on hands, so everyone else is conscious. As you go to Delvin, Delvin is dead beyond salvation. But Rhivan, who was even closer, is completely fine. It's almost as if Delvin shielded Rhivan from the blast, despite spatial anomalies. Yeah. By the way, just so I can tell chat this, there was a trapdoor underneath. And a handout that I didn't get to show you is this is what the wagon looks like.
Elaborate.
A ticking time bomb.
Yes. You can check the wreckage and see that there was, maybe 100 bottles of alchemist fire inside.
Jeez.
So anyway, what do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna dash over to Delvin.
I'm picking myself up and looking dazed.
Oh, little skull and crossbones.
What just happened?
Yeah, I'm just picking myself up and don't know what's going on aside from an explosion happened.
So Corvus is just checking Delvin. I'm doing pulsing, listening,
CPO.
shaking him a little bit. I'm just, wake up.
There's nothing. You can't even see his face. It is burnt.
Oh. And I turned to Rhivan. I'm like, what did you do?
It just exploded. I have no idea.
And when we look at Rhivan, he just looks fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Though you guys do remember when Zeros fell down the massive staircase and landed, and you guys heard his spine break, but then he got back up.
So gross.
This reminds you a little bit of that. And as I said before, Rhivan's every couple exhales is just smoke.
Okay. I look at Delvin's dead body, and there's nothing left of it. There's no trinkets or anything.
Most of his equipment is gone. If you had important loot, it might survive.
But there's nothing like personal belongings or anything that he could be buried with or anything like that.
Yeah, whatever. Eric, what stuff would Delvin have on his body, do you think?
He would have had his holy symbol. That was the one thing that he had kept from the time before, his holy symbol to Agma.
Yeah, was it silver or?
It would have been metal, yeah. Some
Okay.
type of metal. Yeah.
I'd say about half of it is probably melted. In a very symbolic way. Whatever is most symbolic.
Yeah.
Pablo picked up the body.
Kind of helping put him into Pavu's arms.
I pick up his holy symbol and I hold it to my chest.
I wonder if I have any sadder music. This is pretty sad on its own. Pavu begins walking back to town. Yeah. As you get to the causeway, you spot something, Pavu, and all of you. At the far end of the causeway is a woman riding a horse. She is riding very, very fast. Her horse is almost foaming at the mouth, and she's running straight towards you guys. She looks something like this. Do you do anything? Do you react to that about that, or do you let her approach you guys?
Let her approach it first.
I pull out my packed glaive and I just trying to keep it at a distance. Keep her at a distance.
I
Okay.
move myself in front of Pavu and Delvin.
As she gets closer, you can see that she is quite injured. One of her legs is very bloody, hanging down. You can actually see that the leg that is bloody, the bottom half of it is a prosthetic leg. And it looks like she's been bitten by like wolves attacking her, and her clothes are all sort of ripped to shreds. She pulls out her rapier as she's running towards you guys, and you can see that the rapier kind of glows. It leaves a little magical trail behind her, and she looks furious. She yells out, "What the fuck did you do to my wagon?"
I'm gonna take on the biggest air of indignation I possibly can and say, "This was your wagon? You left this death trap and killed our friend with your wagon? How dare you!"
She, as she gets to you guys, is going to leap off her horse, sort of skidding, and just point her rapier at you guys and say, "You are foul spies of Strahd. I will not let you pass."
I'm casting Bewitch on her.
Bewitch you... Pavu says, "I set Delvin down and attack her." Bewitch is on yourself, actually, I think.
No, it's
it is
persuade.
stealth,
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, on myself.
Yeah. And then Persuader?
Well, but it's persuasion. Let me think about that for a minute.
I assume that Pavu is going to attack kind of regardless.
Do it.
Oh,
God.
boy.
So luckily, Rhivan reacts before Pavu. Zeros reacts first.
I hold my action. I'm not trying to attack her. I'm trying to defend and make sure she's not trying to hurt us.
Okay. Ready an attack. If she attacks someone, you'll...
Yes. I will Hexblade curse her, hex her. I'll kill her.
All right. Rhivan, you get to act before Pavu. You see Pavu put Delvin down.
Yeah, I'm basically trying to. I'm just coming across as intimidating, accusing, trying to back her down, put her on the defensive. I'm acting like an aggrieved party. Your wagon exploded and killed our friend. How dare you?
It had a sign on it that said, "Do not open."
And it exploded when we got near it. What kind of workmanship is that?
It was worth saving the information from Strahd.
And you killed
And
an
from
innocent,
you.
holy man. This
And
man
I will
was
kill
a
you
good
too
man.
if you do not leave. But I said you cannot leave.
We are
Now-
no servants of Strahd, but you have killed a man who has set himself diametrically opposed to Strahd. You are the menace.
I have not killed anyone. I was not even here. You killed him with your foul exploration.
Foul explorer.
Do you want to take an action?
Yeah, I think I do. I will cast. Check this for a moment. I'll use Vicious Mockery on her. So what I'm doing is effectively the same thing.
Okay. Let me open up her character sheets. Wisdom save. She gets a 12, so she fails.
So she is at a disadvantage and takes psychic damage.
You see her flinch a bit as the psychic damage dashes into her. Anything else on your turn?
I'll draw my blades and step back, but just kind of preparing.
Okay. Elphaba said in chat that she was going to fire a firebolt. So I will roll a firebolt. A 12.
She was readying. She was. Oh.
She was ready, but now she's using it because it's her turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her turn. So she uses firebolt. A 12 does not hit. She deftly dodges. You can tell that she is very acrobatic. Pavu, would you like to charge in and attack? Full attack with shield bash, and I assume that's smite.
Yeah, smite.
Yeah.
All right. Pavu's core attack, longsword. 24 hits her. Smiting. Divine smites with, I presume, your highest level spells. She is not undead or fiend, but she takes 8 plus 3 plus 10. Yeah, a good 21 damage into her.
Nice.
And shield bash. Shield bash. I don't see a shield bash on your sheet. I'm just going to 12 is not enough. Plus mad mods.
Plus mads.
12
Modifier or
plus strength and proficiency would make it 17. You get very close, but she, as a reaction, casts shield, holds up her hand and creates this sort of barrier in front of her. Delvin takes his action to decompose.
Wow.
The horse, who is exhausted and tired, is going to sort of run.
I could tame another horse. We could have Tim and Jim.
Tim and Jim.
This woman is going to raise her hand in front of her and say a magical incantation. She looks up and glares at Pavu as she goes invisible.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do next.
You feel... So Pavu feels the wind sort of rush past him as he can tell that she has sort of left the area from next to him. The best he could tell, and I assume that he tells you guys, is that she went north. Corvus.
Sorry. Since I have double sight, I can see through magic, so I would know where she is.
Magical darkness.
Magical darkness. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, not through, yeah, it's not true sight.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess Pavu would get an opportunity attack. It would be at disadvantage because she is invisible. And disadvantage misses, unfortunately. Sorry, Corvus.
No. I was gonna ask about that. So Pavu knows north, I guess, is where she went. She disappeared. Hey, I don't think I have anything super fancy, so. I'm just gonna stand and defend Delvin's body. And position myself northernly of his corpse.
Yeah, right next to the tower.
Yeah, and just I guess hold my action in case that she becomes visible again.
Okay. Zeros.
Okay. Move here as well, and I will ready. I will ready hold person if I see her.
Yeah, for sure. Rhivan.
I will cast Fairy Fire.
So you should, if you can use the draw tools, draw where you want to cast it. It's, I believe, a 10-foot radius, so a 20-foot square. So 4 squares.
What's the distance on it?
60 feet was the range.
Yeah.
Alright, 20 feet, you said?
Mm-hmm. I guess, actually, if you want to ping the center of it, I can...
Like, where did I see her disappear?
She was right next to Pavu, and she moved sort of northwards.
Okay, I guess maybe here. Wait.
Oh. Do you want to do like that?
Yeah,
Or
that works.
Yeah. So you've already cast Fire, or rather, you already clicked the button, so it used your spell slot. Dexterity saving throw. She succeeds. She gets a 19. For just a moment, you see that she is there, but sort of dissipates into the ether and dodges the massive blast of dust.
Would I have been able to see, like, even a trace of her, or no?
You'd see a trace of her in that sort of location. You can tell she's in that 20-foot square, but you're not sure where.
Okay.
Because she's, like, she's actively moving during this time. It's all happening simultaneously.
Okay.
Elphaba.
Actually, could I use my bonus action to attack her at disadvantage with my dual wield?
Yeah, you can attack a square.
Okay, I'll attack the square where I saw her.
You're not sure. Like I said, she's actively moving as that happened, and she's sort of. Also, you can only bonus action attack if you take the attack action.
Okay.
If you're using the dual wielding.
That's fine.
Pavu was asking if detect magic would help her. Yeah.
Would detect magic help? That would, because she. I don't know. Let me quickly Google. Does detect magic see invisibility? Does detect magic see invisibility?
I think
5e.
it would detect that that there was magic used.
Yes. So what the people say is you can see that there is magic in that area. You can detect if there's magic within 30 feet of you, but you can't see their aura. Elphaba is going to cast Web at her location in her direction of travel, which... Let me find Elphaba's sheets. Web. Mass of thick, sticky rain, sticky webbing. So, give me 1 sec. In that square where I imagine the same place that you put the fairy fire. Any creature that starts their turn or enters them must make a dex saving throw. So yeah, when she starts her turn, she'll make a dex saving throw against it.
Is the outline visible at all?
I would say it's difficult to tell, but you can tell she's in one of these 4 squares.
Okay.
I'll put a little circle.
Okay. Since I was holding my action, can I use it now?
Well, you have to hold a particular action with a particular
it was
trigger.
the hold person.
Oh yeah, to see if she appears.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I will use it and attack that square.
The bottom right.
Yeah, the bottom right.
All right. Yeah. What does that spell do again?
They're like grapple. Hold person is like your.
Yeah, but I mean, post to the chat so I can wisdom save. She gets a 16. What is your DC?
Probably lower than that. 13.
13.
Yeah. Okay.
You feel it connect, but miss. So you have determined she is in this square.
Okay. Can I tell someone that she's over
yeah,
there?
for sure. Pavu. Do you want to rush up around the web to that spot? Yeah. Charge to say there. And do you want to dash past her, or do you want to make an attack with disadvantage? Dramatic play-by-post.
I'm almost certain he's going to attack. Oh! Well, fight fire with fire.
Yes, you have 2 of them in your pocket.
I'd
yes, for the moment you
forgotten
see
about
her.
Well.
Throw both of them. So, as an action, you can make a throw it 20 feet, make against a range attack against a creature or object, treating it as an improvised weapon. On a hit, they take 1d4. Yeah, so when you see where she is, yeah, so you know the square that she's in, but you don't see her. So even with this, you'd have disadvantage on the attack if you want to do it now.
What if he was just aiming at the ground?
Yeah, I could say you could aim at the ground and get her. It wouldn't light her on fire, but it would definitely
Okay.
I should have done Bardic Inspiration. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Attacking her square. So I will make a dexterity ranged attack. This is an 18, which hits her.
Wow.
Nice.
With both of them, she takes 2d4 fire damage. 3 fire damage, not too much, but she is now on fire and is essentially visible. Plus the web burns. Oh yeah, the web does burn. At the start of her turn, she will take some more web burning damage. So she is basically right here. Delvin makes some gurgling noises.
Oh, I did? Oh, wow.
Oh man.
So this woman is going to make a dexterity saving throw against the web and gets a 19. She can avoid the web.
Jeez.
But she is going to take damage for the fire. I'm going to have her roll a dex save against the fire, and she only gets a 10 for that, so she'll take another d4 damage. And then at the start of their turns, she takes another d4 damage, so I'll roll 2d4 right now. You hear the smell of burning flesh as she takes only 4 fire damage, but tries to escape this zone.
We heard the smell of it.
Yeah, Pabu will opportunity attack as she tries to get away. That misses, unfortunately. She runs around the back of this tower, and she's going to take the action to try and end the fire damage. DC 10 dexterity check. She succeeds and retains her invisibility. She actually has to make some concentration checks because of concentration stuff. Success, critical success, and failure. She is visible.
But wasn't it difficult terrain with the web?
Yes. So that would be 10. And then 15. Yeah. So she'd be only get to this square.
Shit.
Corvus.
So I have a movement of 40, correct?
Yes. Do you want to try and flank around the other side of the?
I'm gonna
Tower?
try and get. Okay, come on,
So that-
clicker. Sorry, I was trying to go through the bloody church.
Yeah, so that's 10, 20.
Is each cube 5 or 10?
Well, you're going
Each
through
cube is
difficult
5.
terrain if you go through the webbing. So if you go the other way, it's H1 is 5.
But I can't attack her this round if I go the other way.
Well,
I wouldn't be able to.
I don't
or
think
this
you're going to
round.
be able to attack her this way either because it's difficult terrain.
Can I try and make like a athletics check to jump over the web?
Well, you as a monk can bonus action dash.
And you have
Okay, I'm
Step of the
gonna-
Wind, too.
I just want to get right up on her. I've got 1 key point left.
What does Step of the Wind do?
So,
Step of the Wind. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. She can
Oh.
dash as a. So yeah, if you want to use a key point to dash through, you can absolutely get to her. Do you want to do that?
please.
Yeah, you charge through this web, leaping and pushing.
Right.
No, you bonus action to dash, so you can. You still have your action.
Yeah, I can attack her, but I don't have any key points left because I was like tapped from the last one.
Right. You could attempt a grapple check to try and hold her in place.
I mean, she's looking a little rough. I think I'm just gonna try and punch her in the face.
Oh,
That-
well.
23. She tries to cast shield, but fails. You bypass it. She's knocked unconscious.
Don't worry, guys, I got you.
Yeah, she holds her hand up to block your attack, and you punch through it. She collapses to the ground. Sorry, what do you do?
I wanna, if I think I have some rope, adventuring pack or whatever, and just tie her wrists up and her feet up.
Yeah, for sure.
How's that rapier?
You can take her.
I'll disarm her.
Yeah, she's got a rapier, let's see, she has a rapier, a hand axe, and a silver short sword. The rapier is magical.
I will take the rapier.
I think we should see everything, but you're more than welcome to the rapier.
Yeah. Well, we'll take care of the
Uh,
rest.
In addition to her stuff, her armor, she's got studded leather armor on underneath her robes, and that is also magical. She also has 2 potions on her person, 6 vials of holy water, and 3 wooden stakes.
I say we take it all and cure wounds, or if anybody can.
Pabu can lay on hands like 1 point, if he wants.
To just get her back to not dead.
I knew that was gonna happen. I'll, depending on her fate, I may take her armor as well, but for right now, I'll let her keep her armor.
Okay. So she's unconscious, bleeding out.
I can't
She,
save her.
Have any healing potions on her?
She does have 2 potions.
I'm just gonna stuff one down her throat.
Oh, I sure hope it's healing. It turns out it is.
I was about to say, it's alchemist fire.
I did specify healing potions.
So healing potions. She heals 44 plus 4. 4d4 plus 4 is 12 hit points.
Jeez. She's got more health than most of our people.
So she sort of coughs up part of the potion, realizes that her arms and legs are bound, and just sort of spits the remaining potion at your feet, Corvus.
I say I got some over here. I just say, you're welcome.
It would be better to die than be a servant of Strahd like you.
A servant of Strahd. You still don't get it.
Why else would you be at this tower?
Because we're trying to find out what Strahd's weakness is, you moron.
You destroy my home, kill me, call me a moron.
I call you a moron because you killed our friend.
I did nothing of the sort.
Is this your cart here smoking and in flames?
It was.
Then you killed our friend.
I believe you killed my friend. You killed your friend,
I
and you owe me a new cart.
I rested on the cart and it exploded.
That is a lie.
It isn't a lie.
Pavu breaks one of her knees with her mace.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Pavu, I'd like you to tell me if you break her left knee or her right knee. And I'd like you to not look at her handout. Aww. Yeah, it cracks and she screams out. It sort of echoes throughout the water line around you. She writhes, unable to really talk through the pain.
Ooh.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do with this woman that you're sitting here kind of torturing?
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on her, and I'm going to, in earnest, interrogate her. And I don't care if she notices what I'm doing.
Yeah. Let me just quickly look through her list of spells and see if she can cast anything without somatic components. Not unfortunately. So she fails her wisdom save. Yeah, what do you want to ask her?
I want to ask her, what is her connection to this tower?
She doesn't speak, but her thoughts say she's lived here for 2 weeks as she looks for her master.
What is her master's name?
Rudolf van Richten.
Hey, that's my character's name. No.
Rudolf van Richten.
Yes.
How do we gain access to the tower?
You must do the dance in front of the... follow the dance steps on the plate. And you also get the thought of when she failed it and it cast lightning bolt on her. The target knows you're probing. The creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence check. Each turn. So on her turn, she's going to try... I'll let you do one more question before she tries that.
Okay. Master.
You are so quiet.
Let me think about this for a minute. What is in the tower?
There is nothing in the tower. You see that the first 3 floors, she thinks about them, are empty, and the top floor is just a sort of a resting spot. There's a bed, there's a chest, there's a suit of armor that is bolted to the wall, and a desk, though nothing seems to be of use. Though you do see that it previously had Rudolf van Richten's journal in it, though it no longer does now. Her thoughts inevitably go to her wagon, where the book now presides.
Oops.
Did preside.
Did preside.
Preside.
I
Did.
pull out the half melted symbol of Delvin. And I say, "This is all that's left of our comrade, of our friend." And I just turn around and I walk over to his body. I also tell Rhivan, "Remember the prophecy." That's it.
She is going to make an intelligence check to try and beat you.
Okay.
To get the spell to stop. So can you make me just a flat? Yeah. 13 is not enough. She knows magic well and ends the spell.
All right, fair enough. I got most of what I wanted.
And she responds by saying something. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna quickly look this up.
Should have gagged her.
She says, "You have snoopy eyes. You keep looking for more and more things to further Strahd's goals. You should not see anything." And as she says that last part, I'd like you to make me a wisdom save.
This isn't a charm-related thing, right?
No.
Oh boy.
You go blind.
Jeez.
I'll.
Delvin have a cane on.
So, Pavu,
What?
I'm gonna roll the initiative to see if Pavu can do this before anyone else can stop him. Just in case you want to stop Pavu from murdering.
Not the wisest of individuals.
Oh.
So, Delvin can't stop him. Elphaba probably doesn't want to stop him. Esmeralda looks up at Pavu as Pavu crushes Esmeralda. More and more death tonight.
Jeez, I mean, seriously, I didn't expect it to go south like this.
Didn't have enough.
Let's just go and check out the tower. We can just look at it and then leave.
I know, right? It'll be fine. Nothing will go wrong.
The horse is still around.
Well, there's
As you inspect it a bit closer, it does look like it has Vistani barding. And looking at Esmeralda, you can see that she herself is Vistani, though the sort of the wagon itself, like the carriage that exploded, had no ways to tie up a horse. I will rename the horse Jim.
Do I need to roll? Like
With enough time, you'd be able to calm it down. I'm sure. And it just sort of impassively looks over at the dead bodies. It has seen some shit before. And yeah, you guys have silence around you.
Then since she's dead, do I eventually get my eyesight back?
Oh.
Let me just see. Does a Vistani curse end with death? It does not.
Ooh.
Rhivan, you are blind.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe we should go back to the hag.
Let's go back and see Rictavio. Let me be on the horse, and one of you can guide it. That way, I'm not stumbling everywhere I go.
On the horse.
Well, Delvin's body can be up there with me.
Pavu threw the body into the debris and it's now burning.
Wait.
Not Delvin's, the ladies.
Oh, the ladies. You threw it into where? Sorry.
He said into the fire after he stripped her.
Okay, yeah. Take the armor off. Yeah. I burn her in the wagon debris after stripping her. Oh, now you want to see Rictavio. Okay, yeah, she burns her up.
Wow.
Just looking after your best interest, buddy.
As Rhivan climbs up onto Jim, and the rest of you sort of start heading back to Vallaki before it gets dark, you notice a single raven sitting on a tree, watching all of this happen.
Oh boy.
As you get closer to it, it flies off towards Vallaki.
Of course it does.
All right.
So the you pass by the road that goes to Yenny Greenteeth's house. If you want to stop there.
Just because you're blind doesn't mean we're near the hag's house. Want to say hi?
We don't have the coin for it. Let's see what Rictavio can do first, and then we can come back to the hag. We know where she is, and we know what Rictavio is at the inn now. And I, by the way, am not on a time schedule like Pavu and Zeros was.
Good points. You get back to Vallaki with no other issues, though Corvus does note that there are fresh wolf tracks surrounding this tower. Arriving at the town, the guards let you in. It is close to darkness now, probably like 5 o'clock. They let you in, sort of say like, good that you got back before it got too rough out there. Pavu, are you still carrying Delvin? I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah. Zeros and I are just right behind him.
They're gonna sort of turn to you guys and be like, hey, you can't bring the dead in here.
And just say, don't ask questions, and we keep walking.
I'm gonna roll a Pavu Intimidate check, if that's all right.
I'm assisting him, because I told them not to ask questions.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Pavu does great. They back down for sure. I'm having some trouble with Roll20, so I'm gonna hit refresh in the meantime. You guys continue down the road, past the church. The church does have a graveyard, if you want to visit it.
I don't know. I feel like Delvin wouldn't want to be buried in this land. We should see if we can find someone to cremate him or something.
I would agree.
That's
I would agree with that, but we should probably leave him at the church for now.
Yeah, but then
What did you say, Eric?
I said I'm halfway there to cremation anyway. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was gonna say.
Find blacksmith and just take care of the rest.
Oh, okay. Pavu will.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So, do you bring him into the church, and the priests will, Father Petrovic will allow you to stand vigil. He's a bit concerned, like, okay, I just saw you guys like 10 minutes ago. Irina is beside herself. She's struggling to keep herself from crying, though she manages to hold herself in. Throughout the night, she's going to keep checking on Pavu to make sure that he's at least comfortable.
I will stay outside the church and just sleep there for the night.
Okay. The rest of you get to the inn. Oh, sorry, Pavu was typing. Must suck having to be on this on delay.
So I was gonna say, I stay at the church too, because Delvin and I have been staying at the church anyways.
Right.
So that's where I'm used to staying. So just gonna be going back and forth between inside and outside, just keeping watch. And
Okay. The two of you get some relationship points with Irina. Level up her
little heart will just
her
run up
social
like
link.
boobs. Yeah.
So the rest of you get to the inn. Irina, or sorry, not Irina. Rictavio is there. Delvin is not. Pavu and Corvus are not.
And I'm not either.
And Zeros is not. So Rhivan and Alphaba, you guys get to the inn, and Rictavio is there. He sort of turns as soon as he sees you guys and is like, "Oh, I'm glad to see that you're safe. Did you manage to get your thing solved at
Safe. Safe is a very relative term, friend.
Oh yeah, I guess Alphaba would need to help you get your way back to the inn.
Yeah.
He would notice that you're blind and sort of step up to you and say like, "What happened to you, my friend?"
It's a very long story. Our friend is dead as a result of it. We found a wagon at the tower that we went to investigate, and it exploded. It killed our friend Delvin. I found myself twice, I think, twice cursed. One by someone who attacked us, and another by virtue of... I don't even know how to begin to explain this.
He would see the smoke come from your mouth a little bit.
But I'm blind and I'm breathing smoke. I'm not in a good way, lad.
I can remove these. I made sure to prepare this spell as soon as I heard that you needed it. Shall I do it for you now?
Please.
Yes, please wait 1 moment, and he gets his stuff. You can't really see what's going on, so you just hear the sound of clothing moving as he eventually touches you sort of on both eyes. And another hand to your throat. You instantly feel the smoke dissipate and your eyesight come back.
Thank you.
You could have.
I apologize. I'm so sorry to hear that you have had such a difficult journey today.
It was...
May I ask which one of your friends was killed?
Delvin, unfortunately.
Yes, he was a good, decent man. Man of the cloth. I remember. There are few that are so noble as him, especially in your group. I mean... May I inquire more? I'm curious as to what befell you. An explosion, you say?
We went to go seek this tower for clue, and I mean, I don't want to draw you into plots that you don't want to involve yourself in, so forgive me. But there's a pall upon this land. I think it's obvious for all to see. What the people here call the devil. We went seeking information at this tower. We were told by way of prophecy that we could find answers there. So we went there. There was a wagon there. I went to examine it, and it exploded. And the next thing I know, I am faced with some entity who asked me if I want to live or die. Of course I say I want to live. I mean, what else would I say? And that's where I find myself revived and breathing smoke, but we find ourselves very quickly beset by some lass wielding a sword who doesn't even want to talk about the fact that her wagon has effectively killed one of our friends. And attacks us. We defend ourselves, and she tries casting spells on us, blinds me, and Pavu incapacitated her.
Was the blindness a spell?
I don't know. I just know I was blind by her words.
Was she Vistani?
I don't know. I don't know enough about the Vistani to know, but perhaps.
He thinks carefully. Did she have a prosthetic leg?
She did, indeed.
You say did. Is she dead now?
I suspect so. I couldn't say for certain. We left because, of course, the circumstances of our dead friend, but she didn't give us much choice. She attacked with a fury, and she wouldn't listen to reason.
So do you actually not know if she's dead, or are you going to... Oh, yeah, because you were blind.
I was blind, so I'm
Right.
actually, for once, speaking honestly.
Yeah, your insight, and Alphaba's can tell that he is, you've never seen this man look so distraught. He's keeping himself up, but his voice shakes and his body quivers. You've never seen him look this old. He goes, well, she seemed like quite the unreasonable lass.
Look, you know, the thing that I find somewhat despairing about the whole thing is she acted like we were servants of Strahd. We tried dissuading her of this notion, letting her know we were no friends of Strahd. I don't know what overtook her in this notion that we were in some way servants of this Dark Lord.
I understand this. Esmeralda was a very presumptuous young woman. She was quite set in her beliefs. I don't think anyone could have dissuaded her if she believed you to be servants of Strahd. And he's having trouble trying to figure out what to say, and says, we have both lost someone important to us tonight. If you don't mind, I would like to return to my room. If there's any other curses you guys need lifted, please knock on my door.
Could we, if this was a friend of yours, it would be the very least I could do to offer that perhaps we could fetch her body for you.
That is not necessary.
I'm very sorry for any part that we might have had if this was a friend of yours and the loss of her. It was not a conflict that I personally would have sought.
That is, I understand. Please excuse me.
Of course.
And he sort of stumbles a bit into a chair and then heads quickly upstairs.
Okay. I will head back to the church.
Yeah, I assume Elphaba doesn't need to help you anymore, but would follow you, I presume. Oh, Elphaba's going to ask something. Something, I imagine. It will come any moment.
She's taking a while to wind up her thoughts.
Oh, they're probably watching Twitch, so it's delayed for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, we'll be walking back to the church. Oh.
He says no, not my daughter, but a close... And he stops himself. I knew her. That is enough. And we'll sort of walk off without giving you a chance to ask any more questions. With that, bombshell, do you guys mind if we take another quick 5-minute break?
Not at all.
Good.
Maybe we can try and get Pavu and Elphaba back into Grid Fam? Because it seems like I can see you on
Yeah.
roll 20.
Heavy-
It'd be nice if we
smooth.
could. Alright, guys, we'll be right back in a moment. Alright, we are live again.
All right. So we have decided, since we have a character who needs to be made, and we had a small hiccup, and we have a couple players who are having some issues joining us. We were going to call it here and join in next week, or continue next week, where the new players will meet a curious new character. I wonder who he will be.
Or she.
Or she.
That's true. Or she. Or she.
I wonder who they will be.
Can't judge a book by its
There you
cover.
I believe that we had up to 8 people watching us at a time, so I appreciate everyone who is watching us and supporting us on Twitch. Please feel free to follow GG Scrubs. It's not my channel, it's Sean's channel. Follow Sean. Follow me on Twitter at Mick Holmes. Follow Sean on Twitter at GG Scrubs. That should be linked in the thing.
On Instagram.
And what she said? I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
Slightly Askew Games on
Yes.
Instagram.
Slightly Askew Games on
You guys need
Instagram.
to get me this stuff so I can post it up on the Twitch channel. So.
Yeah, sure.
We will have that next week. Until then, please have a spooky week.
Okay.
I'm really bad at fucking
It's okay.
ad-libbing outros.
I love you. I love you.
Alright, gang.
Alright.
See ya.
All right, catch you guys